Kia ora, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week at Everything You Need to Know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, with news China is trying to get back on track and keep up with the US economically. First in the US, the number of initial claims for unemployment benefits fell again last week and by more than expected to 181,000. In fact, there's been a consistent reduction each week since the end of July. There are now only 1.63 million people on these benefits. American durable goods orders came in better than expected too in August. And there were no surprises with the US second quarter final GDP result, with their economic activity growing 3% real and almost double the 1.6% expansion in the first quarter. For the full year to June, there was $29 trillion in economic activity recorded, a fast pace of expansion for the world's largest economy. By some estimates, that 3% pace has continued into the third quarter. And as expected, the Swiss National Bank cut its key policy rate by 25 basis points to 1% at their overnight meeting, a third consecutive reduction, and pushing borrowing costs there down to their lowest level since early 2023. And Aussie job vacancies continue to fall. There were 330,000 job vacancies in August, down by 18,000 from May, and well below the peak of 473,000 in May 2022. And the OECD said the global economy is turning the corner as growth remained resilient through the first half of 2024 with declining inflation. With robust growth in trade, improvements in real incomes, and more accommodative monetary policy in many economies, they see a good expansion in the next 2 years. Container freight rates fell 7% last week from the prior week to be 160% higher than the pre-pandemic levels and back to the levels we last saw at the start of 2024. All the latest reductions were on routes outbound from China. Bulk cargo rates were up 6.6% last week to be 25% higher than a year ago. In China, Beijing has asked its top 4 state-owned banks to cover for it with lending that may not make a lot of commercial sense. Now, Bloomberg is reporting that they are moving to bolster the capital in these key institutions. The amount of added capital required is enormous. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now just on 3.79% and unchanged from yesterday. And the price of gold will start today at $2,670 an ounce. That's up $9 from yesterday and yet another all-time high. But oil prices have fallen another $2 to $67.50 a barrel in the US, while the international Brent price is now just on $71.50 a barrel. The Saudis seem to have surrendered the idea that production cutbacks will juice the price in their favour. They are shifting to pump more and regain market share. And the Kiwi dollar starts today in a yo-yo pattern at 63.3 US cents and back up 60 basis points from this time yesterday. Against the Aussie, though, we're unchanged at 91.8 Australian cents. But against the euro, we're up 30 basis points at 56.6 euro cents. That all means our trade weight index starts today at just on 70.6 and back up 30 basis points from yesterday. You can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston, and we'll do this again on Monday.